Well, absolutely confident now that she is going to have it today. So it's about 20 minutes on from the last video. Since then, she's been up and down a few times, lying on her side, a bit like she is now. Now she's noticeably started to push. So this is the time when we start our watches. 10 minutes, we expect progress. If there isn't progress in 10 minutes, then we start to think, do we need to intervene? So Miranda is very used to me, so I'm not going to upset her by being here. And what we're just seeing there is a little bit of nose. So a little bit of white nose at the moment, I think. The bag that goes over it is white, so that usually bursts as the head comes out. If it doesn't, we manually go and burst it. So I've got Simon and Jane here on the farm this morning, so don't worry that I'm videoing. She isn't without help if she needs it. As I say, we wait 10 minutes for each set of progress, and what I'm looking for is a nose, and once the nose is out, 2 front feet, and then we'd expect Miranda to have a good rest, maybe 10 or 15 minutes with the head out and with the legs out, front legs out. The baby is fine because the body's still inside the uterus. The very long neck means that the body's not getting squeezed and the umbilical cord is still working. So she's having a little bit of a rest there. She's come back. She's got the others all around her. Once they notice something's going on, they'll start to be very nosy. Alpacas will sometimes separate themselves completely, but usually by the time the baby's actually being born, the others have noticed and come around and surround her, which gives lots of safety for the baby because they're there to protect it if there were predators around. Needless to say, we don't really have predators around here in Devon. Dogs are all shut up inside. So getting the head out is one step forwards, and then once the head is out, then we're looking for those front legs. Once we're happy the head is out and won't go back in, that's when, if we need to, we pop the bag. We have our birthing kit out here ready. It's a shame they haven't been shorn because you're not going to see that much at the moment because she's obviously quite fluffy. So let's just see. So here comes the nose. She's on 344 days gestation, which is pretty well spot on average. She's had 4 cria before, and she has never gone before 340 days previously, so this is a slightly longer gestation for her. I've been expecting this one at any point. Alpacas do usually give birth standing up. This is going to be a very long video. I hope you're ready. So gravity helps with fluids draining from the mouth and nose, and usually the mums, if they need a bit of help, are very willing to accept it. Once we're completely sure that head's not going back inside, then we can pop the bag over the nose. I think she's looking to say, what on earth is happening here? Very normal. This is what alpacas do. She's lying on the wet grass, that's why she's a bit wet. They don't really have much fluids. Hello, Miranda. Are you saying you'd like us to pop the bag now? We can do if you'd like. Okay. Let's Simon's just going to check. So he's just had a look. You can see Miranda is very comfortable with us around. She's actually checking out his pockets. Maybe she thinks she's got some treats for him. Simon never has treats for them. She's checking out my pockets too. So remember that 10-minute rule. No progress in 10 minutes, then we need to intervene. So we're keeping our hands to ourselves. I'd like to see a little tiny bit more head before we pop the bag, because what we definitely don't want to do is to pop the bag and then in between contractions the head might get pulled in a little bit. I always think this is amazing. We can see the cria nose in there. Can't tell what colour it is yet. There comes the head. Now there'll be alpaca owners all over the place saying pop the bag, and others saying get her inside. The best place for her to birth on a nice warm sunny day like today is outside on the grass. It's a soft landing for the baby. It's going to be cleaner than we could ever make a pen, and it's a good surface for the baby as it starts to learn to find its feet and things like that. Should there be any difficulties, we will put her in a pen because we want her confined. So that we could actually get hands on and things like that. But at this stage, we're staying out in the grass with all her friends around her. Now, one thing you can do if you think that the forehead's not coming out is you can put your gloved fingers into the anus and just give a little push to help the head forwards. We don't want to do that until we know that there's a problem. As I say, this mum's already had 4 previous cria. And we've been running for 8 minutes since we first saw the nose. So 10 minutes and then you intervene. One of the reasons you don't try and intervene too soon, and especially when you've got head and legs to pull, is because the mums like to still be dilating. She doesn't fully dilate until actually the head and the front legs are already out. Would you believe that? She's having a snack. Miranda, you're meant to be giving birth, not having a snack. Right, so we're now on 10 minutes. And I think it's time that we just give that head a helping hand. So I'm going to hand the camera to Jane, who's really good at this, because Miranda's most used to me.
Give her a bit longer.
I'll give her a bit longer. So taking the camera back from Jane, it's good having Jane here. She's much actually better filming than me. So we now have the head, and Simon's popped the bag so that we'll expect now to see movement starting from the cria. Yeah, did you see its mouth? Yes, you have a look too, Miranda, if you want, but if you turn in my way, I can't film you. Oh, I just heard the cria. There we are. So we're now going to wait. Remember that 10-minute rule, we should be seeing front legs. The cria is perfectly okay because body's in the uterus, but we are monitoring its colour. I would be worried if it started to go blue, and we might then intervene earlier. And as you can see, this mum is very calm with us being around. We're not distressing her. She'll even let me walk up and catch her if she needs it. I always think this is one of the most bizarre sights I ever see. Oh, I think Freckles has got the sneezes behind her. That's Freckles. Oh, Freckles. Did you swallow a fly, Freckles? We always feel a natural birth is best, so we try not to intervene. We're likely to do more damage to mum if we do intervene. And she's not looking at all distressed. Mum's looking fine. It's also quite normal for mums to walk around when they're giving birth. It just helps the process. So the fact she's turning, she's walking, she's actually not trying to walk away from us, although she is keeping an eye on us, because obviously we are potentially a threat to her, but she's not distressed by us, as you can see by the fact she lets us catch her if we need to and things like that. So we're looking now, we've done 4 minutes since we popped the bag. And help the head, ease the head through. Lively little baby. I always find this waiting so difficult. You can see a very small amount of blood on it. That will be from the birthing process, but not an amount that gives any cause for concern. Last year, Miranda was mum to Echo, who was stunningly bold patterned. Who knows? So far, all I can see is white. Bit more pushing here. I always breathe a sigh of relief when I get those two front legs. People sometimes ask me about privacy. Why do we film an alpaca giving birth? I film to educate. I use these videos to help train people who come here to learn about alpacas, but also I know they're watched by other people who own alpacas and those who just would like to know more about alpacas. So there is a purpose for doing this. If I thought at any point the mum or the career were being distressed by me doing this, I would stop. And also, if I need to intervene, then that comes way before any filming. Seems like endless, doesn't it? That's 8 minutes from when we last assisted. And at the moment, both Mum and Kriya looking absolutely fine. I do want to see those front legs. I'm hoping with the next big push we'll get a front leg or two. The others are completely unconcerned, just grazing. Beautiful warm day. It's when you're watching a birth like this, you turn around and find another one's given birth behind you and you missed it. So Simon's got all his birthing kit ready. And I think after the next big push, we'll go and see if we can tell what's going on. The rules of this are gloves, loads of lube, make sure you've got nothing sharp on like rings or anything. And first of all is just have a little feel to see if you can find a misplaced leg or anything like that. We're very experienced alpaca breeders. We have 30 years of breeding. If we weren't experienced and we got to about 10 minutes, we would be calling a vet, get the vet on the way so that if they're needed, they're here. We'll still call a vet if we have any concerns. Of course we will. We're not vets ourselves. Certainly pushing. I'm not seeing the front legs. That's another 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I think we need to just check where those front legs are, make sure we haven't got a leg back or something like that. So I'm going to stop this film and I'll let you know what happens.